Here we are. We're at SAX London. It's Christmas. You a fan of Christmas?
It's all right.
It's all right. I'm pretty much the same. So as you can see, you're going to get a lot of festive cheer from this video.
Yeah. No, come on, let's step it up. We need to give these people like festive stuff.
Okay, we will. Well, we're going to have a look at our Christmas tree a little bit later on. I know you're all dying to see that, but more importantly, we're going to show you some really exciting things that we've received recently. If you're not aware already, this is our V2 channel, where things are generally a bit but you do get a good insight into the shop, and we can give you access to all the new products a bit quicker than Jim's longer, more in-depth videos.
Yeah. I agree. So, I mean, we've got Christmas tree up, we've got some presents underneath there. Might be able to do a little bit of an unboxing for you. Is there anything in them presents?
We'll find out.
We'll see. But anyway, let's get going. We'll show you what's in store. Tree, Christmas.
Here it is.
Presents.
You know, I ordered these in a year before from Norway, these trees.
That is the biggest load of rubbish I've ever heard.
No, it's from Argos. It's actually pretty rubbish. But we do have some nice reeds hanging off the tree.
Decoration. Anything in these? No.
Nothing in them.
We'll unbox them in a bit, I think. There must be something good in there.
Right, let's go and have a look at the saxophone.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Oh my God, camera's doing something dodgy.
Okay, follow me down my favourite shopping aisle in the whole of the world. We've got some brand new things in, which I've never seen before, just come in, and it is the new and improved Eastman 52nd Street, and it is with the fancy DS Mechanism. The DS Mechanism, if Jamie can zoom down to this sax here, the Rue St. George, you'll be able to see it a bit clearer. You can see here, if you've ever come into close contact with a flute or a flautist, you may have seen that before, and that's going to aid in making the keywork really light and responsive. So I've never played a saxophone that's got that before. So yeah, I'm really excited to check that out. They have moved all of their manufacturing to China. It's their own factory, isn't it?
That's right, yeah, they did it a little while ago.
Oh, right.
But yeah, what it means is that they can now control every single element of the manufacturing processes, which means that they can build bespoke elements on the instruments that you don't see on anything else. And these, yeah, they're very, very unique, aren't they? Which is nice to see.
You've got the silver nickel key touches. These are interesting actually, because I've never seen such rounded, side keys, high F sharp, side F sharp, auxiliary F sharp, whatever you want to call it. But it's, they're awesome looking horns. It's a bit of an unsung hero, the Eastman. It's very different to your run-of-the-mill saxophones, which people might always go for. So yeah, we'll do a sound comparison and see how it feels later on in the video.
I've given the responsibility. Oh, hang on.
Oh my gosh!
I've given the responsibility of the camera to George, and his only experience is taking selfies in the gym.
Oh, that's not very nice.
And
look at that outfit.
there we go.
Anyway, what were you
I'm not
saying?
sure if you saw the last video on our Instagram channel, but he had a bit of a behind on him, a bit like Kim Kardashian. Go and have a little look. I'm not sure where that came from. A lot of squats. But come this way, and we're going to show you what we've been up to. Something that we thought would be really helpful for the website. I'm over here.
Oh my God, this is hard to control.
Is to get a library of sounds against every single mouthpiece that we have in stock. So over here in this tiny little room that we've got, we've been recording lots of mouthpieces, haven't we, George?
We have indeed. It's been a bit of a mission.
Yeah, this is a room that we use to get a very dry sound. Because it's so small, we found that we were getting a very boxy sound, weren't we, when we were recording? But as you can see, I've put loads of foam up, and these curtains really helped actually here behind you. And oh God, I must apologise, there's a guitar in here, so we can try and...
Oh, the camera.
Oh God, we can try and blank that out if you like. And yeah, so this is where we store quite a few things. I've got my mum's Christmas present here as well. It's a Therabody smart goggle. Yeah,
Jamie, genuinely, what is that for?
It's for like massaging your face. I mean, that's the sort of thing mum's like, right? Let's hope she doesn't see this video before Christmas, otherwise I've just given away the surprise.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, what we'll do is we'll show you how we've been recording the mouthpieces. We can show you the process, and actually we've got a brand new mouthpiece to show you today, which is the DVHR. The DVHR tenor specifically, and we've had the alto, and it's been really popular. The reason people like it so much is that it's a bright mouthpiece, but the ebonite gives it a nice body and depth to the sound. So what we can do is we can show you our recording process, use that mouthpiece and compare it against the DV metal to see how they stack up. Right, we'll give you a bit of an insight into our recording process here. We've spent a couple of days already working through our tenor mouthpieces.
Yeah.
And it's been quite a challenge, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been difficult for many reasons, mainly because there are so many. We've almost done 100. Jane will be able to show you the project, and that is not even all of the stock that we can get in. So yeah, there's more to go still.
There is, and the hardest element is really consistency. As I'm sure you're all well aware, it's just how many variables there are with the saxophone, whether it's the reed, whether George is in a good mood and he's had his little carton of apple juice that he brings in like a little school kid every week. But yeah, it's those variables that make it so difficult, but we have tried our absolute utmost, haven't we, to make sure it's really consistent. Yeah, so we'll head in there and we'll just show you exactly how we've been recording these.
Oh, it's good, that. Recommend apple juice. So you join us in our mini studio where we've been doing all of the recording for all of the tenor saxophone mouthpieces that we have in store. Just going to give you a bit of a breakdown as to how it's gone. I was using the same saxophone, which was a Selma Signature, not one of these. I was using the same reed, and also I would like to demonstrate exactly where I was positioned so you can see how we did it. So I was going off the bow on the chair here, so it was always in the exact same spot, just about a foot away. There's a lot of videos online of people saying you can't record your saxophone this way, like that, but really it's personal preference. Some people like it close mic'd. A good example would be Kenny G, he's the highest and best-selling saxophone player that's ever been. He had a very bright sound, and he got that with a mouthpiece, of course, and having it nice and deep inside the bell. We've gone for a more neutral position because we think it's going to be best to give it a fair test. So yeah, we've got a couple of mouthpieces here, and we'll show you how we do it live.
George is now locked away inside the tiny little room, ready to go. So we'll show you what we're doing in terms of recording these mouthpieces. We've got our project lined up here, and initially what I'll do is play George one of the recordings he did previously, just to get his tuning correct. So I'll just play that back to him now. So he's going to need to make a little adjustments. We'll just check that again. Okay, looks like we're good to go. So I'm just going to line up the track, give him a 3, 2, 1 over the microphone here, which is linked up to the room so I can sing him Christmas carols when he's not feeling festive. Okay, right. Ready, George? Off we go.
Right, Jamie, what's going on?
Well, we're supposed to have a lovely box of DVHR tenor mouthpieces. However, they didn't turn up because of Christmas.
Good old Christmas. I suppose we can't do the sound comparison then.
We can't, I'm afraid, now.
If you do want to hear them compared, head to our main channel. The content is better on that channel anyway, and you'll be able to hear how they sound. In the meantime, what we're going to do is grab the two Eastmans and take them in the room and see how they sound. Here we are in Studio B. In front of me, I've got the Eastman Rue St. George's. Lovely sax. We mentioned about this earlier in the video with the DS Mechanism. It is also on the 52nd Street, just over there on the wall, which will be pitting up against each other. So, first impressions, the mechanism itself is really light, really positive, really good action, especially on the lower notes, you know, the B and the B flat, extremely positive, just closes those tone holes nicely without even thinking about it. One of my favourite bits though is the unusual yet amazing octave key. You've got a large spatula there and it cuts into the thumb rest, which I think is amazing. So yeah, let's have a listen to how this one sounds. Right, just played them both. Immediately, I mean, as soon as I started playing, Jamie was like, "Well," because this is so much more powerful. It fills this little room. I know it's not difficult, but it's got a lot more force behind it, hasn't it?
It's a big sound, yeah. Instantly you hear a bigger bass response, bigger projection, which is to our taste, but it won't be to everyone's taste.
Yeah.
And the Rue St. George is...
It's more laid back.
yeah, it's subtle, it's more focused.
Yeah. In terms of the key work, it's much the same, as it has the same DS mechanism, and it's also got the same octave key spatula thing, which I liked. But yeah, they both play really, really well. If it was down to me which one I'd go for, it would be this one, because it's a little bit more open sounding, especially in the higher octave. You might be able to hear that anything above like the high A, it's speaking a bit more clearly, whereas that one, it seems a little bit more subdued. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, exactly what we said, really.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that we will do a in-depth video with Jim.
We
We won't. I'll be recording it. But yeah, Jim will do an in-depth review of this saxophone, because obviously it's very unique with this DS mechanism. So keep an eye out on the main channel for that in probably the next month or so. We're busy, so yeah, we'll get it out as soon as possible. But otherwise,
Yeah.
there we go.
Hope you enjoyed this one, and Merry Christmas to all of you lovely people.
Last but not least, I'm going to let George pick any present he wants from under the tree. So you go on then, you can see what's inside. Go on then, open her up, see what you found. Ah, only the best.